face, different day. I miss the good old days. Hanging out with my hero, Sonic. Chasing bad guys. And blowing them away. But now he's gone. And there's nothing left to do. But shop till I drop. There was always something fun to do with Sonic around. I really miss him. Hey, what's going on here? Is there an eclipse today or what? Nobody forecast a storm or anything. Eggman, can it be? What's that? Ah! Watch it! Watch it! Ow! You should watch where you're going, buddy! Hey, are you all right? You look kind of hurt. What's this? Uh-oh! Yikes! You almost ran me over, creep! Oh no! Let's get out of here! That was one of Eggman's robots, huh? He must have captured you, and somehow you got away, right? Don't worry, I'll protect you. I'll do my best to keep us both from harm. I'll stand by you all the way.
Hey everyone! This is Hiroton Almighty 2011 here. Welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure DX. In the last episode, we learned more of the plot and finished Knuckles' story. And in this episode, we're starting Amy, and if I remember correctly from one of the last parts I said, which, wow, I think from the excuse me car, jumping over here, from one of the last episodes that I said, which I believe it's like a year ago that I actually recorded it. Wow, I have really terrible upload schedule. In Sonic's story, I mentioned before that Amy's one of my favorite female characters in the series, and as we go on in her story, we'll actually see why, because this is where her story arc actually begins, despite being introduced in the classic series. Well, it's mostly because in the classic series, she's more of a damsel in distress character. Kind of like, ow. Kind of like how Princess Peach originally was before they actually started giving her more relevance. But instead of walking around in circles, I feel Amy's story is actually the perfect place to start talking about why I like her and everything, since there isn't much to Amy's story except for pretty much protecting this blue flicky that fell from the sky and that robot that was chasing us. And in the distance we can see Cream, which, camera, if it... Oh, hi again, Cream, and wow, I just noticed her model's going at 30 frames... Again, car? I just noticed her model's going at 30 frames per second as opposed to the rest of the game, which you kind of can't see in the recording, but yeah. Anyway, so if you remember the story that when Amy first showed up, we met Sonic around Casinopolis, so let's go over there. Shiny Ball of Justice is probably going to tell us the same thing too. But, yeah, there's not much to Amy's story outside protecting this flicky and running away from that green robot, so pretty much I'm going to use a lot of her, level to talk about why I like her as a character, and more so into, her own, backstory and everything, so...
Oh, Sonic! My hero! Sonic!
Amy!
What's your problem? See, this little birdie's got in trouble. I think you should be his bodyguard a little while.
What?
Doesn't matter. We'll just tag along.
No way!
Come on, don't run away! Oh!
I like how Sonic has manners, and he actually ran across the sidewalk rather than on a street. Anyway, if you remember from Sonic's story, we had to go to Twinkle Park. Twinkle Park is actually Amy's first stage also, so we're heading there right now. I like how Amy kind of just looked at the camera pretty much when she said "my hero." Yeah, Amy's story has actually a pretty unintentionally funny cutscenes, and I can't really commentate over them because I'm playing the game, but you'll see firsthand. Anyway, over here, I'm not sure if it happens in the HD version or it's something that has to do with the language, because something I never brought up is that when you play this game in English like I am, one thing they did in Sonic Adventure DX is that because they didn't bother lip syncing the game, in DX they changed the lips so that it doesn't match either language, which you're kind of making the problem worse instead of fixing it. But because they did that, when you play the game in English, the models tend to glitch out in really funny ways, one of them being Tails in the final story, which you'll see later. But there's a glitch that happens with Sonic in this cutscene that's about to come up, and for the life of me, I think they did fix this in HD, but I'm gonna go see if it actually happens. If not, I'll put the clip of what's supposed to happen. That jumped on Sonic's head.
Sonic? Not fair! I can't run as fast as you! Ah, look! Eggman's robot's on the loose!
Don't panic! I'll handle that bag of bolts!
Ah!
Now what's wrong? Huh?
Look! It says cute couples can get in free! What are we waiting for?
Amy! Wait! I give up. She's so weird.
Oh, so yeah, I guess they did patch that out in this version. Anyway, what's supposed to happen in that cutscene is that if you're playing it in English, Sonic will just drag along the floor with that head shaking motion, and it's really funny to see. Anyway, I neglected to mention how Amy's gameplay is. This is I've always said that like Sonic Adventure DX is split into half and half pretty much. Half of the game is familiar territory with really fun gameplay, and the other half ranges from okay to meh gameplay, being Amy, Big, and Gamma. Now, where does Amy fall in this category? She's in the title of okay, because her gameplay is basically you have to run away from that robot that was chasing you, Zero, also known as E100 Alpha. Basically, her gameplay is stealth, which for a Sonic game sounds really stupid, and honestly, it kind of is, because the stealth doesn't really work, and I swear, Zero's supposed to spawn. Zero's supposed to chase you in this area, but he hasn't shown up for me. Hold on, let me see if I can get him to appear, because he's supposed to show up. Oh, there he is. So, basically, Zero's gonna try to capture you, and you can hit him up to 3 times with your hammer, but after that, he's invincible. And he hurts when he, touches you. And, like, more than normal. And even though the game says that if he catches you, it's game over, he can't technically catch you. All he can do is basically, you know, knock the rings out of you and then just get you a KO. But that's essentially Amy's gameplay in a nutshell. You're running away from Zero, she's kind of slow, and the game wants you to use stealth, but the stealth doesn't really work. Anyway, we're in the Hall of Mirrors with really kind of creepy music for Twinkle Park. This is one of my least favorite songs in the soundtrack, but yeah. So Amy's gameplay is very slow for a Sonic game, which I don't mind. It's just, don't introduce stealth if we're not actually going to use it, and also the controls here kind of suck, as, you know, the House of Mirrors, it's supposed to trip you up, so you can't tell which one is you. Ow, case in point. So I guess getting into Amy's character, one of the reasons I like her is because it's shown in this game mostly, but she's just so devoted to the person that she loves. It's honestly kind of commendable, although a bit creepy, and yeah, you can see the fake floors on the mirror there. And the main reason why a lot of people don't like Amy is because of this. She's basically a stereotype of a Japanese girl, ergo why there's a bunch of panty shots and everything, and she's friggin' 12. Which, if you went by the classic series, is even worse because she was 8. Like I said before in Sonic's story, there's no official, like, explanation as to why Amy's older in the modern series, but in Archie, it's because she apparently made a wish to become older and she skipped 4 years. So technically she's 9 in the canon, even though physically she's like 13. So she's like 4 years older than what she's supposed to be. Physically, I mean. So, but she's basically, okay, bye Zero. So, you know, she's a stereotype of a Japanese, a stereotype of a Japanese woman. And, by the way, that's the goal over there. Just touch the balloon and you're done. So, because of this, you know, she can sometimes go yandere by chasing around Sonic with her hammer and everything. I think the hammer has to do something with, the Japanese stereotype, too. I'm not sure. Because it's the Pico Pico hammer, which I think is an onomatopoeia for something getting hit. I don't remember. But essentially, another reason why people like Amy and Sonic Boom over Amy in the modern series, and I kind of do too, is because Amy and Sonic Boom is more independent. Which, oh, by the way, I guess I could show this off since I never did. If you remember the bumper car from Sonic's Twinkle Park, it's actually a minigame which you can do with Sonic, Amy, and Big, believe it or not. So I'm going to show this off once, but I'm not really going to show it off with the other characters. It is hilarious playing it as Big, though, because he... the sound effect he makes for when he goes over, he's like, whoa! Like, he totally, like, breaks his, John St. John totally, like, breaks character just to make that sound effect. But anyway, but yeah, Amy and Boom is a more independent woman. Like, she doesn't let anyone, get in her way. She does still have a crush on Sonic, but she doesn't chase after him. More so, it's the other way around. She keeps it a secret and everything. And she is, like, bossy and everything, but not to the extent where she's a bitch. And I do like her character in Sonic Boom, but at the same time, I do love regular Amy, just because this is the Amy I grew up with, mostly. And I do have to commend her, because honestly, like, when I was younger, I was like Amy also. Obsessed. No. Well, I have to admit, I was honestly a terrible guy when it came to women when I was younger. I'm a little bit better now, but I'm terrible. I'm still terrible when it comes to women, just because I have never been able to hold a relationship, mainly because I never had one. But, I really have to, commend Amy's character, and, the thing is, which, why am I going so slow on this? I know, like, your rings determine how much, yeah, your rings determine how much, how fast you're going here, but for some reason I'm going really slow, and I don't know why. And this thing turns really, weird. Also, the music here, Twinkle Circuit, it's actually a remix of It Doesn't Matter, and I actually really like it too. But, going back to Amy. So, their personalities both fit them for, you know, their respective universes. But I do have to appreciate Amy in this, because, again, we're going to see why, like, this is the game that started her character arc, pretty much. And another thing that she's criticized for is that she's slow in this game, but with the rest of the series, except for 06, she's almost as fast as Sonic, without any real given explanation. Actually, there is. But it's not explained till Sonic Battle, which I love, because even though Amy's personality in that is kind of overdone, the explanation as to why she can run almost as fast as Sonic is actually pretty hilarious, because she goes all friggin' Dragon Ball Z on everyone in that game. But essentially, the reason why she can run fast starting in technically SA2 because she in multiplayer is because she apparently does weight training and she trains on her own personal time, and because she wears weighted clothes, which is why she's normally so slow. So when she takes them off, she's almost as fast as Sonic at this point. So the reason she's so slow in this game, or at least in the classic series, where to the point where she has to have a car to drive around like a Sonic R, is because she's, you know, as slow as Silver, where she's just human running speed. But then starting in this, she's wearing weighted clothes and everything. And then starting in SA2 and Hero, she's almost as fast as Sonic from all the training she did, which honestly is really hilarious. Anyway, I don't think there's an actual, like, reward you get from that. I think you do get an emblem, which I'm about to find out. Yeah, you do. So I was able to do that just to get some backstory on Amy and why I like her. Anyway, another thing I have to point out, Amy's theme song in both this and SA2, she's the only character that reuses a theme song instead of having a remix. I think it's called My Sweet Passion. I absolutely hate that song, because it fits Amy, sure, but I don't like it as a song. And frankly, her theme song of Sonic Heroes I love a lot more.
Whew! I'm glad we finally lost that robot. Sonic must have gotten lost too. Ah! Hey, watch it, Bolt Brain! Let us down! Let us go! Help! Sonic! Now, calm down. What do you want?
Hand me the bird.
Nope.
Quietly hand over the bird.
No, never.
Why not?
I don't need to tell you anything. You tell me why you want it, now!
Does not compute.
You don't even know? I know you might hurt us both. Please, Mr. Robot. Won't you help us, please?
Insufficient data. You have feelings for something you know nothing about. Illogical.
I pity you. Love is not part of your programming. You are missing something good. Hey, Birdie, come back here!
Go. Escape.
Well, what? You sure?
danger is here. Hurry, we'll be at the Mystic Ruins base soon.
You're really nice. You're different from the other robots. You've got a soft spot inside your metal frame. If you want, we can be friends, okay?
Interesting to see that we're starting to see more of Gamma's character, because in the other 3 stories, whoa, Gamma, are you okay there? You hyperventilating, buddy?
It is dangerous here.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know why the character models do that. Why, when they're like an NPC, they start freaking out. Anyway, it's interesting to see Gamma's character from this point of view, since we kind of just seen him as one of Eggman's mindless robots. Maybe now we understand why he didn't attack Sonic when Amy told him not to. I feel like there's more to Gamma than the game's actually telling us. Anyway, before I go in that door, what I was trying to say, I hate Amy's theme song in this game in SA2. Even though I do understand it fits her, I much prefer a song from Sonic Heroes, mostly just because it's kind of softcore rock. Which, again, considering her character, I feel it fits her more, and it also sounds better as a theme. So, yeah, that's just mostly what I had to say. Let's go through that door and escape.
You're not going to escape from here. Let's see if you can clear this awesome game.
Keep trying until you get the high score. Good luck.
So like Eggman said, we have to go and clear this awesome game, and I actually suck at this awesome game, which essentially this awesome game is Whack-A-Mole. You have to get higher than the high score that Eggman set up, which I believe was 2,000 points, and every time you hit Sonic, it's 1,000. Every time you hit Supersonic, spoiler, it's I think like 3,000, but every time that you get lower than I'm just gonna let the time run out, which I'll tell you why in a minute. But every time you get Eggman, your score is deducted. Now,
What? I can't believe this is happening!
Behold the warrior feather. Now you can do the spin hammer attack. Press and hold the action button and move the directional pad in a circle.
Now by beating that game once, we get the warrior feather, which allows us to do the spin attack like this. However, just like the great spin that Link does in Wind Waker, it leaves us dizzy after a while, which if you look at Amy's model, it's actually pretty hilarious how her eyes are freaking out too. Anyway, you may be questioning, why did I stop when I already beat the high score? We actually have to come back and do this again, but after the egg carrier sinks, because Amy has 2 upgrades, which I didn't know about this back when I was younger, and it surprised the hell out of me after I got it. Her second upgrade we can't do till the egg carrier sinks, but we have to come back here and basically beat our high score, or I think at 4,000 points. I don't remember which, but I guess we'll find out later. Anyway, so the warrior feather is kind of pointless because you don't really have a use for this ability. It's not like Tails, Knuckles, and Sonic where their abilities all come into play later on, like how Knuckles was able to take out Perfect Chaos in 2 hits. Well, not Perfect Chaos, Chaos 6. Yeah, the spin you never really use. Anyway, let's just kind of get out of here. And since we can't go anywhere, since Eggman's using the main platform and the monorail's not working, and apparently we can't go visit Beta, spoiler, we have to go through this door, which we use our hammer to enter. Now, remember when I said that it's interesting how this game, unlike Sonic 06, there is one stage Sonic does not go to? We're about to go to it. This is the Hot Shelter. Personally, I love this level, mostly just because of this music, and believe it or not, I actually kind of like Big's version of the stage. This stage is essentially, just like it says, it's a robotic, it's a mechanical, artificial, like, aquarium, and / pool, and according to Gamma, there's also a train here, I don't know why. But we kind of have Zelda dungeon mechanics here by like opening up doors with these levers and everything. But it's like you come to expect from Amy's story. It says stealth, but it's not really stealth. You just have to avoid getting attacked by Zero, which I did not even see him in there. So we're gonna run slightly fast and fall into this aquarium, which I think Zero follows us. So apparently Zero is waterproof. Funny, because Gamma can't even touch water, which we'll see later. Anyway, we go up here and blow them up. Now we have to get through here, and believe it or not, Zero, his AI here is weird. In the GameCube version, I swear he could easily chase you and catch up to you really quickly. For some reason, now he's not really doing much for me here. This section becomes important in big story. Yeah, well, I use the word important loosely, but now we press this emergency flooding switch because the only way to get over there is to activate this raft. Okay. Now that we're on, whoa. Okay, so I missed the explanation, but yeah, basically that was a mini puzzle, and I guess I remember it offhand. Anyway, I think Zero comes in over here? No? Oh, so I guess I must be thinking of the next area. This next area over here, it's funny. I never knew to do this when I was younger. Basically, over here is the ending of the first section. Now, what I always used to do is just try to make this jump over here, but what you're actually supposed to do is push the stairs. You know, for 10 years, I did not know you could do that. Because there's no indication you can. Anyway, we go down this vent. Originally, for this playthrough, I was gonna insert a bunch of Metal Gear music, just because that's essentially what Amy's gameplay is supposed to be. But as you can see, there's clearly like little to no stealth involved in actual Amy's gameplay, even though the game tells you, yeah, use stealth. Ah, I missed. So, anyway, going through here, and wow, I'm actually running out of breath. This area is actually pretty dangerous, so you don't want to fall off here. Get up here, go over on the gears. I'm just now describing what's going on here, and whoa! Okay, I gotta pay attention. Okay, here's a little mini puzzle here, which, after I get these capsules... Wow, they're really scarce with the rings in this level. I thought I would have had, like, easily 100 by now. Anyway, go over here, activate the switch, and it turns the gears around, so now I can get over here. Funny enough, you know, I find it ironic that despite this... Wow, they overlap the music. Despite this being the egg carrier, where, you know, Eggman's robots are basically all supposed to go to, I'm surprised Zero barely shows up here.
Be careful not to fall off.
Now, let's not pull an Egoraptor and mess this up. Speaking of which, I think I said this before when we went through Knuckles' story, but oh god. Please, for the love of God, never watch Game Grumps play Sonic Adventure DX. It's just Aaron bitching about a Sonic game that he's biased against and purposely sucking at it just to say it's bad. Okay. Get up here, another shield. You know, I'm surprised, because normally I take a hit at least once during this section, and I'm actually doing pretty well for once. It's pretty cluttered in this area, too. Now, if I remember correctly, this is the introduction to a puzzle. Oh, kind of a puzzle. We're in a giant TV room, where we have to put down these blocks into the right slots. You don't have to worry about being exact. Okay, Penguin. As soon as you get close to them, they'll... Excuse me. As soon as you get close to them, they'll put themselves in. And what's wrong with the camera right now? Jeez. You know, the HD version, maybe it's just because I'm playing on a 360 with kind of a busted controller, but... Yeah, the HD version isn't exactly consistent with, like, how much of a port it's trying to be. I feel like the GameCube's the only system that could actually play this correctly. Anyway, we turn this on, and what's on TV? Change the channel, not Zero again. Ugh! That's rude. Nobody told you to break the fourth wall. Okay. Now we're almost in the home stretch, and you know what's really funny about Amy's gameplay? I finally took a hit. What's really funny about Amy's gameplay? She runs up hills faster. Yeah, so she has Sonic 06 logic. It doesn't matter, I took a hit anyway because I have another shield and invincible, and wow, they are really generous with the items here. Oh sure, now you don't want to run up fast. Oh, so is it only stairs she runs up fast? Because that's really broken physics. Anyway, now we're trapped in this section with Zero, and there is an easy way to get him down, but I kind of forget how. Also, another thing, I said that you can hit him 3 times and then he's invincible. I don't know if he resets if you're able to off-screen him, but I don't think so from the looks of it. Anyway, if he does get you in his traces, he'll do that, you know, Hamon Zoom Pump. What? I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I hit Zero when he was spawning. Anyway, I guess I was holding on the control stick, but you're not supposed to fall off there. Thanks, swing those hips, sister. Oh god, she's 12 years old. What's wrong with me? Anyway, you're not supposed to fall off there, because you may notice there was only 3 blocks on the section that we were at. The fourth and final block is up here on the second section, and I fell because I was going after his capsule, so screw it for now. Anyway, like I was saying before, if Zero does scan you, he does a Hamon Zoom Punch, but it's really easy to avoid so long as you're not near him, ironically enough. And we've reached the end of this level as soon as we get through this hallway. And it's good, because I think I'm actually going to end the part after this, because I'm actually getting tired of speaking right now. I've been speaking for... Oh god, that was close. They're all Bambi except for one of them, which is a seal. No, 2 of them. Well, goodbye, my animal friends. I'm sorry. Yo, 1919? Ha! Okay, then.
Huh? What's this place?